How is it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, today's video is much like the last one. If you have yet to check it out, I recommend you do. We talked about Alex Ovechkin and the possibility of him getting traded. Today, however, we are talking about Jack Eichel leaving Buffalo in a demanded trade to a team like the Colorado Avalanche. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, the main difference between this trade and Ovechkin's possible trade is the fact that Eichel may want to leave because of the fact that he may have had enough on a consistently mediocre team in Buffalo. We've heard what Jack Eichel has had to say recently following the result of the Buffalo Sabres missing the playoffs for the 10th year in a row, and to make things worse, they still weren't able to get in even after the NHL extended the playoffs to now include 24 teams rather than the normal 16. After even missing these playoffs, Jack Eichel was interviewed, in which some of the things that he had to say included him being frustrated and disappointed of his team's efforts. Do you really blame him though? As Jack Eichel slowly moves into his prime, I think it is finally fair to say that a generational talent like he is slowly frittering and getting wasted in an offhand way with 0 playoff appearances in his career, despite having been one of the greatest players in the league. At this point, you could only feel sorry and could probably begin to empathize with the pain Jack Eichel is dealing with. With the dumpster fire Buffalo has been over the past decade, it would not be a shock at all to me if we saw Jack Eichel demand a trade and end up on another team next year. Now, we've looked at Jack Eichel's side of the story. Now let's move into what I think a possible destination for Eichel could be. We have to look at things like cap and how certain teams are actually performing in the NHL. And I came to the conclusion of the Colorado Avalanche to be a possible destination for Eichel. I was debating whether or not to actually include teams like San Jose and Montreal as possible destinations for Eichel. But come to think of it, these teams just simply aren't good enough to serve as an upgrade for Eichel's liking over Buffalo. But some may ask, why the Avalanche? And here's why. I don't believe the Avs would have such a cap problem with Eichel. We know that many skilled players such as Nathan MacKinnon have taken salary cuts to make it work down there. We also know how close the Avs were to last year acquiring Artemi Panarin. We know how much they pushed and simply how close they were to get him. In a trade alone, the Colorado Avalanche have the assets to give for Jack Eichel in a trade. They're young enough and successful enough as a team for Eichel to want to be persuaded to come to that team. If they acquired Eichel, the Avalanche would undoubtedly be the best team in the NHL. Eichel would be happy. Buffalo probably wouldn't be too happy, but don't tell me they didn't deserve this after failing to make the playoffs after not only a 10-year rebuild, but also with a number 1 and number 2 pick in Eichel and Dahlin. Having said that, I would not be surprised if Dahlin were next on Buffalo's trade block. This is personally why I feel Eichel could definitely be on his way out of Buffalo. We've seen many news articles, seen many videos on it. A lot more people are talking about it now that they didn't even make the playoffs with a 24-team expansion for the playoffs. Eichel cannot be happy. I think a change is inevitably coming. If you're a Sabres fan, let me know. I want to hear you guys all have to think about this. Obviously, you can't be too happy about this news. It cannot be good. I think an Eichel trade is coming, despite him being the captain of the Buffalo Sabres. If you're just a fan of the NHL in general, please let me know what you think about this possibility of a trade. Let me know what you think is more likely, an Ovechkin trade or an Eichel trade come next season. Anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it if you stuck around. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this video. I definitely love interacting with you guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. And I will make sure to catch you guys all in the next one. So yeah, peace.